Hey, shalom, shalom, shalom. This is Naaman with the DC Camp, Great Millstone, back for another video. But first and foremost, call hello, Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, Ba'ashem Rakah. And once again, double honors go out to the apostles, bishops, and elders of Great Millstone who rule well. I'd like to send salutations out also to the fellow Akim that are out there on the highways and byways, pushing the truth across the four corners of this earth and every major city that you can possibly think of, not only throughout the United States, but around the world. All right? Pushing the truth, as I just stated, While time still permits us to do so, and while we're still doing this, we're trying to wake up the remaining hopeful elect. All right? So, wow. The pride of you Jake women, whether you be Northern Kingdom or Southern Kingdom, but in particular, Southern Kingdom. Because let's face it, the so-called black woman has been put on a pedestal, and she has spread, she has spread this sense of entitlement, this delusion of being something other than what she is, the pride, the hubris, all right, and other women, and that's what, a lot of these other countries, and that's part of this democracy that is spread. They're using this, and it's spread through music and other avenues through social media and whatever have you. And everyone's well aware of, the so-called black woman. All right, let's just put it that way. To the point where there's this backlash, and we don't want that shit here, and it's been going on for a few years now. But here it is. First, this video we're about to show you here, some things you just need to keep to yourself. You're working on yourself, good. Hey, congratulations. All for that. But then there comes that pride just creeps in and it just spoils everything. All right, it's like now we know what was on your mind all along. Even though you were walking shrine to diabetes and other health issues soon to come. Let's just go ahead and roll the video. It's my man Destro again. And I say that, who knows who's behind this, but in any case.
She is depressed and delusional.
So I knew once I started losing weight, I was going to start getting more attention from men, right? But it's annoying as I ain't even gonna hold you. Like, before, I could deal with it, but now it's like every other day, it's a random man trying to holler at me, trying to say something to me.
I say to you, we stand at the deathbed of woke culture, a fringe ideology that has stripped you of your freedom of speech, silence you in the face of these multiple bully hecklers and their blatant attempts to quote-unquote play in your face. Once upon a time, back in the era of your grace, Lord Destro, a simple, go take your big back self-counsel would have calmed the ego of this bewildered wildebeest.
Big back.
She has mistakenly taken the attention or attempts of men trying to dodge or swing arm fat as the gaze of potential admirers.
I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of this new attention. I'm not a fan of...
See, this and simps have a lot to, their part in furthering this along, but you got to look at America and say the last 30 years or so. What's this been the saying for the last few years? What kind of zone is that shit? Oh man, I can't think of it now. Of all the times to draw a blank, like a no criticizing or some shit, just shameless behavior. And see, that's why high school was such a great thing. That's a stage in everyone's life where, hey, let's just face it, high schoolers can be some cruel motherfuckers, but it was a necessity. But now, since they've clamped down and, tried to, with these policies and whatever have you, just basically let everybody do what the fuck they want to do. And that gives birth to shit like this. Now, you, um, it's just run rampant. And it's to the point where that's why, everybody hates America. It's just this overwhelming sense of um, not only entitlement, but that better than anybody else. Here it is. You weigh. I mean, you're just a bowling ball with legs, but you expect to be treated like you really are something. And it goes to the pride, and it goes to you know have we become them, the people that are over us? The simple answer is yes. Uh, their pride and arrogance is reflected much. And, the so called black woman has been allowed to run rampant, and that was for a reason. All right. But it's to the point now that nobody can stand to be around her. Even, I call the black woman Frankenstein's monster, because this so called white man is who created this. Ultimately, it's the Most High that allowed him to do so, but it goes to the pride. We go to Isaiah 3rd chapter 16 on down. And, the daughters of, well, let's just get it real quick. Let's get it. Let's see. Because I mean, it's, oof. Whenever you can't stand to be around your own, here it is, Isaiah 3 and 16. Moreover, Keisha, and I'll show you that, but we went over it at the Pilgrims camp the other day. Moreover, the Lord says, the Most High Yahweh says, because the daughters of Zion are haughty and walk with outstretched necks and wanton eyes, walking and mincing as they go, making a jingling with their feet. Therefore, the Most High will strike with a scab the crown of the head of daughters of Zion, and the Most High will uncover their secret parts. That's another thing. You dress like a whore wherever you go, and it's like we were at, of course, our camp is right across, well, not right across. We have a camp that's right in front of Howard University Hospital. But we're all in that general area there, and they had homecoming last month, and it was like, you're looking at these so-called professional women that's supposed to be professional, and they all dress like sluts. I mean, even the older ones, wow. Anyway, continuing on. In that day, the Lord would take away the finery, the jingling anklets, the scarves and the crescents, the pendants, the bracelets, the veils, the headdresses, the leg ornaments and the headbands, the perfume boxes, the charms and the rings, the nose jewels, the festal apparel and the mantles, the outer garments, the purses and the mirrors, the fine linen, the turbans and the robes. And so it shall be. Instead of sweet smell, there will be stink. Instead of sash, a rope. Instead of a well-set hair. All right, get the rope right. Instead of a rich robe, a girding of sackcloth, and branding instead of beauty. All right, so NLT says, on that day of judgment, the Lord will strip away everything that makes her beautiful. Ornaments, headbands, God dang it, crescent necklaces, earrings, bracelets, and veils, scarves, ankle bracelets, sashes, perfumes, and charms, rings, jewels, party clothes, gowns, capes, and purses, mirrors, fine linen garments, head ornaments, and shawls. Instead of smelling of sweet perfume, she will stink. She will wear a rope for a sash, and her elegant hair will fall out. She will wear a rough burlap instead of rich robes. Shame will replace her beauty. All right? And let's just say that was the only thing. Well, that's something to work with. But the main thing is the attitude of the so-called black woman. The tribes in general, but specifically the so-called black woman. Like I said earlier, no one wants to be around her. The American black woman specifically. All right. She has allowed herself, you know, uh, to become like this by listening, and it's Genesis 3 all over again. Listening to what? The serpent. That's her God. This past presidential election has exposed so much hatred that the so-called black woman has for the so-called black man. And Great Millstone has told you this. This is nothing new. All right. So, wow. And it came out, these statistics about who voted, and still, instead of saying, well, thank you for the black men that did vote, no, they got dragged through the mud also. Like, fuck you too. So, for you simps out there, what good? Here is someone you keep simping for. I got that song in my head. Uh, let's see. You're only being nice because you thought you could lay the pipe. You're a simp. You're a simp. You're a simp. And there's another part to it, but and you still get treated like shit. So it's like, a lot of people have said, you know what, fuck you. And that's why you got the passport bros and all that. But then you run into problems there. But the message has been sent. People are tired. There's no one at the clubs, males that is, like it used to be. This one chick on the same channel, she said she was a stripper. Said one night she only made $4. Wow. So, that's another way to send a message, sure. No one's in the titty bars anymore, like it used to be. A lot of that has to do with the economy also, but, you can't discount, men just saying, you know what, fuck this shit. I'm tired of the bullshit, So let's see, I have some other things lined up. Let's see here. Yeah, like I was saying, have we become them? And again, the short answer is yes. Hold on here. Okay. Let's go to Ciroc. All right. Let's see. This is Ciroc 10:7. Pride is hateful before the Most High and man, and by both doth one commit iniquity. Because of unright. Well, that's not what we're getting at here, but let's just go ahead and let her talk some more.
Of it, I like to move in public.
Now look at how delusional she is. It even suggests that the width of her 48-inch wide shoulders.
I'm sorry.
I got a taste. I think that I'd suffocate for every second that you are.
To have the agility to maneuver in and out between walking pedestrians is ludicrous at best.
I like to get in and go, do my thing and go. I'm not for the small talk, I'm not for the chit chat, because really you making my face turn up and I don't want to say nothing to you. But I feel like it's going to get even worse when I get even smaller,
So much for humility. Speaking of which, when and if she gets smaller, let's just say she loses another, let's just say 70 pounds. Can you imagine the ego? Wow. See, maybe there's a reason you're like this. All right? Your head is big enough.
Yeah.
I want you to remember the swollen cheeks of this woman the next time you fix your mouth to give a random woman a compliment. You see, in today's world, the modern woman has mastered the fine art of taking innocent words or gestures and twisting them into Shakespearean-level tragedies. Say, for instance, you casually remark, you know, you have beautiful skin. Suddenly, you're accused of perpetrating colorism. Call her exotic, and she might see it as a microaggression. A sly jab that allegedly reinforces Western beauty standards while objectifying her. And so, I urge you to adopt my sacred creed, the gospel of say less. Save your compliments for women who have been thoroughly vetted. Women who bring value to your life and who possess the rare gift of rationality. Otherwise, my friend, you may find yourself starring in the next viral video of, quote-unquote, what he really meant was. For example.
Every time I meet a man and we're connecting and I tell him I don't have any children, they immediately be like, you're going to give me sons. And I don't know if they know something that I don't know or they see something that I don't see, but that's consistently been something that has came out of every man that I have met. They're like, oh no, you're a boy mom. You're a boy mom. Immediately, you're a boy mom. And it kind of makes me feel like, is something wrong with me? Because, you know, boy moms have a certain type of stigma attached to them. I don't know. And I wanted to add in, like, I have, like, no athletic strength. I am athletically declined. Like, I can't even... Y'all doing all that in front of my window knowing I'm making a TikTok video.
You see how far out of context she took a simple joke? All of your little scripted icebreakers or canned jokes have to be used with discretion because these modern women will go home and break these quotes down to their organic compounds. Let me say this loud and clear. The modern woman, a volatile cocktail of narcissism and insecurity, is woefully unprepared to joust with the sharp wit and banter of ice cold pimp. Kiss her, my comrades. In other words, keep it simple. Treat conversations with her like a 5th grade science lesson. Straightforward, light, and safe. Save your dark humor, biting wit, and clever wordplay for the company of your grace and your brothers-in-law. And if a woman does prove herself worthy, then, and only then, may you elevate the conversation beyond training wheels.
In other words, shit takes time. And in this society, this ain't like 50, 60 years ago where you went out of your way to woo a woman and, you know, hell, they won't even like that, you know, because they've been socially engineered against that. It's all about, and as much as they complain about men, hey, they also bear the responsibility, but you can't tell them that because these women have been given, what's the word I'm looking for? In other words, they're not held accountable for little or nothing. All right. Wow, it's place got to go.
Ignore my words at your own peril.
Have you subscribed to the message of Lord Destro?
That's why. That's why these scriptures are here. You know, let's go to, like I said, let's get the scriptures. Let's go to First Ezra. You know, I'm going for. Let's go down here to 31. Oh. Start 26. Yea, many there be that have run out of their wits for women and become servants for their sakes. Simps. Many also have perished, have erred, and sinned for women. And now do ye not believe me? Is not the king great in his power? Do not all regions fear to touch him? Yet did I see him and Apame, the king's concubine, the daughter of the admirable Bardicus, sitting at the right hand of the king, and taking the crown from the king's head and setting it up on her own head. She also struck the king with her left hand. And yet for all this the king gaped and gazed upon her with open mouth, If she laughed upon him, he laughed also. But if she took any displeasure at him, the king was fain to flatter, that she might be reconciled to him again. O ye men, how can it be? But women should be strong, seeing they do thus. Then the king and the princes looked one upon another, so he began to speak of the truth. O ye men, are not women strong? Great is the earth, high as the heaven, swift as the sun in his course, for he compasseth the heavens round about, and fetcheth his course again to his own place in one day. Is he not great that maketh these things? Therefore great is the truth, and stronger than all things. All right? But in the meantime, it tells you, let me go further up. Let's go to 18. Yea, if men have gathered together gold and silver, or any other goodly thing, they do not love a woman which is comely in favor and beauty. And letting all those things go, do they not gape, and even with open mouth fix their eyes fast on her? And have not all men more desire unto her than unto silver or gold, or any goodly thing whatsoever? A man leaveth his own father and brought him up. Salakia, a man leaveth his own father that brought him up in his own country, and cleaveth unto his wife. He sticketh not to spend his life with his wife, and remembereth neither father nor mother nor country. But this also ye must know, that women have dominion over you. Do ye not labor and toil and give and bring all to the woman? Yea, a man taketh his sword and goeth his way to rob and to steal, to sail upon the sea and upon rivers. And you have to understand, America learned to exploit this, especially when it came to Jake. All right, and it really got bad with Title 4D, so-called child support. Yeah. So here it is, especially in America. You meet a woman, all right? She puts on this act, and once you get married, and depending on the time thereafter, then all of a sudden her head starts spinning around. You get projectile vomit, but it's too late then. So for whatever little work she put into it, by laws here in America, she gets half your shit. I've heard some hellacious fucking stories regarding that don't even make sense, but that's what the so-called white man, that's what he's done. And yet you got something like this that really nobody, I don't even know who will look twice. Well, again, simps. Like I say, the body, that could be dealt with, but it's the attitude. And that's what makes me like, how does anyone even fall for these type of women? I mean, you put up with that, and then you wonder why you got ulcers and all kinds of other health problems over, due to stress, and, you're drinking now, you got, and you're putting up with shit like this. Why?
Guys, I'm so sad that I've gotten to this point where, like, I actually hesitate to tell pretty girls that they're pretty because of the reaction that they give. So one time I was sitting next to this girl, and I was just like, wow. I was like, girl, you're so pretty. And she looks at me and she's like, what? I actually wanted to retract my statement. I was like, actually, umubi, because like in here, no. And immediately when someone just has a bad attitude or they're just rude, like, you don't look pretty to me anymore. Why are you so mean?
Your tuition.
A few moments later.
I realized something. If you are 36 and below, it's a no for me. If you are 5'10" and below, it's a no for me. If you are less than 200 pounds, it's a no for me. If you ain't got no job, it's a no. If you live with your mama, it's a no. If you still got a girlfriend, baby mama, wife, separated, pending divorce, no, 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 and no. Penitentiary, no. Work release, no. Catching a bus, no. Walking, no. Ubering, no. Can't do DoorDash for me, no. Can't put no gas in my car at least once a week, no. No allowance for me, no. You stingy, no. You cheat, no. You broke, no. I mean, I got a lot of no's. Main one. If you are a little boy and not a real man that believes in 50-50, please know that you're a no for me. Because guess what? If you're going to be a 50% man, you might as well be a half-ass one. Because I don't believe in nothing but 100%. And if I can't get 100...
And here is your prime candidate for someone with a lifetime membership at PetSmart, because she's going to be all alone. All these high-ass standards, and what are you bringing to the table? Wow.
Meanwhile,
And to my future man, this is what you gonna get right here in the morning when we roll over and wake the fuck up. You still like it?
Remember I just read Isaiah 3rd chapter? Started at 16, and they haven't figured out that it's because of you. Let's see. Let's go back. What did it say? All right. Moreover, the Most High Yahweh saith, because the daughters of Zion are haughty, and walk with stretched forth necks and wanton eyes, walking and mincing as they go, and making a tinkling with their feet. Therefore the Lord will smite with a scab the crown of the head of the daughters of Zion, and the Most High will discover their secret parts. All right. Smite the Salaki. Smite with a scab the crown of the head of the daughters of Zion. Let's go back real quick. Hold on. Ta-da! There you go. To my future man. All that shit back to the middle of the fucking top of her head. Gone. I mean, damn.
You still like it?
This is the chopper! But wait a minute. You didn't smash the bell and press the like button. Blast, flash, 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 flash. And although you will never be worthy of a monarch such as myself, the Lord Destro would suggest that you pull.
So that's it. I mean, the sense of entitlement and this is the modern day woman. All right, specifically the so-called black woman. This is social engineering at its best, I guess you can say. Prime example of, you go into Romans, the 1st chapter. Wow. It's so much that would take so much more time. But I think you get the gist of it. So with that, hey, until the next video, hey, shalom.